masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo, welcome back. It is Jaffmaster Flash. It is Imola. It's another setup video. We're driving as Lewis Hamilton. Let us go and see what's going on. So obviously starting P3 at Imola. Imola is one of those circuits that I really like because it just seems to flow. Just really does seem to flow. What's Alonso doing? He's going for the defender and I'm gonna smash him. Show him who's boss. Yeah, that was naughty. That was really naughty. Shouldn't have done that. But it's AI and we all know what the AI does on the first lap. They absolutely tear it up and take off. As you can see, look how much he's catching me by now. He's also going for the move, which ain't great at all. Oh, again, struggling with locking the rears, which isn't good. It's not good at all. MCS cruises. But yeah, on to about the setup. Like I said, Imola is one of those circuits that it's an old-fashioned circuit that just flows, just absolutely flows. And how did I get a clean lap there? Because I just smashed out Alonso. Anyway, yeah, it's an old-fashioned circuit that has been kind of updated a little bit for the bigger cars, but apart from that, not much has changed since the old, or since it was called the San Marino circuit. I'm sure it was called the San Marino circuit. But yeah, I love this circuit. I tend to love all the old-fashioned circuits. I say old-fashioned, I mean the likes of the old circuits that have been on the calendar for a very long time. That's what I mean by old-fashioned. Like Suzuka, Spa. Absolutely love driving around Suzuka, and I can't wait to get and do a setup video for that because just how much fun I have driving there. But yeah, I just love this circuit, I really do. Russell must be on the afterburners because I don't think I'm going relatively slow, but he seems to have caught me by a lot. So let's just deploy some battery. Yeah, he must have been on one. He did a 17.7, so let's see if I can better that. I did really well in time trial at Imola. And by really well, I mean I did, I think it was like a 14.4. So I was really impressed with that. But yeah, you guys are gonna have to play around with these setups. Get the setup working for you. Just love it how you can just go full throttle out of that right-hander and let the car just sticks. It's just phenomenal. Just on how well it actually behaves. I am going to do a My Team series as well. $16.4. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, I am going to do a My Team series. I'm going to get that started soon. Obviously I still want to do Breaking Point, but I'm just having so much fun doing social races, just having a laugh and a giggle at those, even though I keep getting taken out, and yeah, just enjoying creating setups. Obviously setups, They are taking some time, because before I put anything out, I do like to test them and thoroughly test them to make sure that they 100% work. I would never put a setup out that I haven't done a good lot of mileage in. And by mileage, I mean I do multiple 50% races to make sure the car feels good on both sets of tyres, and various different strategies. And not just that, I keep making changes as I go along before I actually put these videos out. You know, for those guys that watched my stream last night, I was racing at Spa, created a setup for the actual race itself, gave it to both Sam and Millsy, and they was extremely impressed with just on how good the setup actually was. But that had been a good 4 or 5 hours worth of testing it before the race, and it was multiple stop starts, restarts of races just to get it right, because it didn't feel right. But that's Spa and this is Imola. But yeah, the car feels great. Really does. Feels really quick. Obviously it's an inverted setup, so you need to go a little bit careful under throttle, especially when pushing. But this has been Imola. Setups next. Hope you enjoy. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Catch you in the next one.
Just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve that. Performance that our Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix winners can be justifiably proud of. And I'm sure there'll be celebrations tonight. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, it's got to be Callie Mayer. She displayed exceptional skill out on track today and wasn't afraid to fight her way through the pack.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yo! This is the Imola setup then. Imola is an awesome circuit, and I've gone with front wing of 24, rear wing of Aero. Yes, it's not one of my favourite setups. It's obviously an inverted setup, but it really works well with turning, especially it's sector 1 where you've got some quite twisty turny bits. You've even got the hairpin, and then you've got the double right-hander up the hill before the end of sector 1, sector 2, into the chicane. And this is what obviously I've gone with because of the difficulty, but it is still a very quick setup in the straight, bearing in mind you've only got one DRS straight at Imola. Transmission, I'm going with 60/50. I do tend to change it in game. Lowest I'll go is 55. It's even possible that I might even start with 55. Some parts you can, do you know what I mean? It's again preference. It's all about preference. You can change it to whatever you want. Remember, this is your setup, guys, your setup. And the more you potch around and you change the setup, the better your driving will be, the quicker you'll be as well. Suspension geometry, I've gone with right, left, left, pretty standard. That hasn't changed yet. I believe there is a patch coming out next week. When that patch comes out, we'll see what happens and see if anything changes handling wise, but until that point, right, left is still very much the way to go. Suspension, all the data from what I've seen tends to go with a very high front suspension, very low rear suspension, same for the roll bar, and then it seems to be a return of the higher rake rear end. Rake is obviously the way the car is balanced, so if you had more front end, the front end would lift up and the rear would squat down. Obviously with a lower front ride height, the front squats down. With a higher ride height, obviously the rear lifts up. So it kind of is a return of like the 2021 kind of model, but this seems to work. Obviously with ground effect cars, you would assume, obviously we all know what the definition of assume is. You make an ass out of you and me. You would assume that with ground effect cars you would need a higher front end, obviously, to suck all that air in, and a squattier or a lower rear end, which is obviously a rear ride height, but it doesn't seem to work in this game. But this is what I've gone with for suspension, roll bar and ride height. Again, seems to work, or does work for me perfectly, but you guys have got to test it out for yourselves. Onto the brakes, 100% brake pressure, 57% front brake bias. I am still struggling to stop locking up, rotating the car by locking the rears. For some bizarre reason, I know what it is. It's obviously me spending too much time on the brakes, and obviously not releasing them when I should, or putting too much pressure into the brakes, and yeah, it's causing it to rotate, and that's complete my fault. It's just taking me a little bit of extra time to learn, which is a bit silly really, because I should be on top of that by now. Tyres, 22.6 in the front and 20.4 in the rears. That has been the Imola setup. Let me know what you think of the setup down in the comments below. As always, would love to hear from you and your thoughts. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.